most beautiful and the scariest thing about building something for yourself, because you get to decide, right? There's no one telling you to do this or that. Like, there's no boss, there's no manager telling what you should do. I just need to know what are the next two most important things I need to do and just execute on them. And then once I finish off them, plan the next one or two things. Hello YouTube, how are you doing? My name is Victor Kim and I have the ambitious goal of building a small side business, raising a beautiful family, all while holding a full-time job and being a high-performing amateur rock climber. And today I want to talk a little bit about how long-term planning is overrated, and actually how long-term planning many times is more like a lazy work, busy work than actual effective work. And so working on these multiple projects that I've been working on, which for those who didn't watch my previous videos, is I'm learning how to code. I want to build a small web application, build a small side business, a consultancy side business, and also document the whole journey along the way. And while working on all of these different projects, I've noticed that actually, like, most of the important things, they just bubble up in my mind. I don't really have to plan exactly what I'm going to do tomorrow, the next day, next week, next month, because I'm constantly thinking about those things. And so even when I'm not actually executing and doing the things that I'm supposed to do, say I'm taking a shower or just having dinner or just going out for a little walk, my mind just keeps spinning, and in a productive, in a positive way. And I just keep thinking about the next best move, which is basically what effectiveness means. For those who didn't watch my first video, I talk a little bit about how I'm learning to be more effective. And so this is the thing, I'm constantly prioritizing the most important things that I need to do. And so I don't really need to have a roadmap, because I just need to know what are the next one or maximum two most important things I need to do, and just execute on them. And then once I finish off them, plan the next one or two things. And so in my mind, I'm constantly prioritizing, reprioritizing, because those things just keep coming to my mind and bubbling up. And so it's a pretty natural process. And so it's pretty fun, actually. And it also comes down to doing what I feel like doing, you know. Maybe one day I plan to do X, but then when I wake up, I feel more about doing the Y. And so it really depends on my mood as well, my feeling, my intuition, which I think is actually the best part of building something for yourself. Actually, it's the most beautiful and the scariest thing about building something for yourself, because you get to decide, right? There's no one telling you to do this or that. Like, there's no boss, there's no manager telling what you should do. So it's beautiful, but it's a bit scary as well. It's scary in a sense that sometimes you may feel lost, but that's where, you know, some guiding principles will help you on deciding what to do, which is basically, if you're having fun, if you're enjoying doing those things, and, you know, also the more you learn, the more you experience things, I think the better your intuition gets. So you just make better decisions next time, and then it's a positive reinforcing feedback loop. So that's really great. You just keep learning and iterating on your decision-making process. And I think that's been a big change for me, especially because I'm trying to do multiple things at once, like just working on multiple projects at the same time. So it's been fun. I still don't know if I'm using my time in the best way, but, you know, one thing I know is that I'm enjoying this process and I'm enjoying learning. I'm enjoying recording these videos. So I think that's what ultimately matters now. And then once you decide what you're gonna do, then it's just a matter of sitting down and executing, and just getting the first chance you get to execute. Even if you have 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes, if you know exactly what you need to do because you already thought about it quite a bit, you just sit down and execute, focusing, ideally without interruptions, which is hard if you have a 1-year-old like I do. But I think this has been a great framework that I've been using. So thinking a lot about what you need to do, what's the next best action, understanding how you want to execute that, and then once you have the time, once you have like the minimal amount of time that you need to execute, it can be 10-15 minutes, you just go and do it, you know. That's been great. and it's just executing one thing at a time, one step at a time. Sometimes it's easy to get anxious when you have multiple projects going on. You want to do many things at the same time, but understanding that, okay, today I'm gonna focus on, you know, coding. Tomorrow I'm gonna focus on recording this video. The next day maybe I'll focus on editing, or even doing the actual work that I need to do on my job. So it's just one step at a time. While you are executing on one, the other things, the other projects are standing by. But I think that's also great because it keeps things interesting in a way that it allows you to kind of step back, zoom out a little bit from one thing that you are doing, and then zoom in again a few days later to execute, and then you decide to do other things, and then you take a step back and zoom out again. And then once you do this process a few times, zooming in, executing, zooming out, looking at the big picture, I think it really allows your learnings to sink in your mind a little bit in a bit more clear way, so that you understand both in the bigger picture why you are doing those things and how the pieces fit together in your life on what you want to do, and also on the micro things, on actually the execution of those things. You get better. You get 1% better every time you do it again. So it's been a pretty interesting journey. I would say it's been like a month that I really decided to do this, work on multiple projects at the same time. And I have some news on my side business project. I'm thinking about recording another video about it, but I started to give these initial steps, and let's see how it goes. So yeah, today that's what I want to talk about. That's what I've been reflecting in the last days, and hopefully resonates with you. So see you next time.